Today, we are talking about Ton and Telegram, and just to give you some context, I've been covering the cryptocurrency space since 2017, and over the past 8 years, network effects have had a significant impact on the biggest protocols and platforms and how they grow. The greater the network, the more chance that it is to succeed, and you need to look no further than Meta and Facebook's Libra project, which regulators cut down because they realized the threat of a payment system connected to a social media network with more than 1 billion users. Today, we have a very similar setup, right? We've got Telegram, we've got Ton, and we've got Max here and Halil to talk about that. Let's start there, Max. Let's talk about the power of 1 billion users.
Absolutely. Basically, like, how many of you are using Telegram? Just show of hands.
Everyone.
Not quite. Not enough people. I think we need to do a better job in the marketing. Basically, how many applications have 1 billion plus users out there? I mean, if you look at the slides, it's basically there's 5 apps in the world who have 1 billion users. Telegram has 1 billion monthly active users. Most of them are daily active, and it's just a humongous gateway into Web 2 and also into Web 3 with our integration in the Ton blockchain, essentially. Out of the billion monthly user, half of them are active daily on the platform. Telegram is essentially growing at an unprecedented scale and speed in history, essentially. We are at about 1 billion monthly active users, projected to be at around 1.5 billion monthly active users in about 3 years' time, and hopefully we're going to grow even faster and even stronger, essentially. Like, what makes it so unique is that Telegram is open and it's permissionless, and essentially is the launchpad to a lot of digital economies and digital creation. Yep. And that's where basically our tie-in with Ton comes in, and what makes this unique partnership very, very special.
Yeah. As I mentioned at the beginning, I think one of the biggest takeaways is if you look at all those social media apps and these network effects, none of them have a blockchain integration, right? And Telegram, 1 billion users, it is integrated with Ton. You have this blockchain functionality. That is a huge opportunity that most others are going to have to catch up with, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, ultimately, distribution is everything. Whenever you want to sell something, when you want to reach your customers, your consumers, it's all about distribution. I think Ton blockchain is the only blockchain out there, the only layer 1, which actually has a direct link with a messaging app, which makes it very unique. So we have a Web 3 platform to build on, and we have a Web 2 distribution channel. So ultimately, the builders, the consumers, the developers, everybody has a built-in access to worldwide distribution, which makes it extremely unique.
Let's talk more about Ton.
More about Ton, no worries. Hang on, sorry. Basically, Ton is an inflection point. It's number 20 cryptocurrency right now, and I think we have huge growth potential compared to other ecosystems like Solana, like Ethereum. We have a lot of monthly active users as well, but we're still lagging the monthly active users in the growth of Telegram. Billion users on Telegram, about 140 million active users on Ton. So there's a huge gap, and there's huge growth potential, essentially, which is, it's the mission of the foundation to essentially, make it accessible and easy to use for everybody, yep, to enable people to build on the blockchain, and for consumers to abstract all the complexities away, essentially. Like, we just want to make crypto as easy as sending a text. Yep. Like, no seed phrases, no complicated wallets, like almost zero knowledge use of a mini app, all within Telegram. So you don't have to switch between apps, you don't have to go into different applications, it's all within Telegram, essentially.
Yeah. Before we talk about some of those Telegram apps, Halil, I just want to bring you in here, because 140 million active users is pretty big, and I think for me the biggest impact is any of you people in the room that use Telegram that may have connected Ton or have a Telegram wallet on Ton, have been onboarded to Web 3, and that can't be understated. I mean, 140 million people is a big deal. What are your thoughts on that, Halil? Do you think it's pretty significant that the network effects of the app are already, 140 million is a lot of people.
I think the network effects are definitely already starting, yeah, and it's also on a regional level. So there are some markets where the penetration is actually closer to 70, 80, even 90%, and there we actually see a huge acceleration, not only in the number of monthly active users, but actually the activities that they do. So it's not just they open the app once, it's actually the whole life starts to be based around Telegram. So for example, in some markets, people do P2P transactions directly on Telegram. They have even government services also on Telegram. So it's not just about the number of users, but how many times a day does someone actually open the app and use it.
Yeah. Max, let's talk a little bit about the actual market cap and then some of the super apps that are mini apps that are running in Telegram.
Like basically, like market cap, as we all know, is about 7 billion right now. Huge potential to go to Solana 16x, Ethereum is 72x. So I think we're just at the beginning of the journey to basically get Ton to where it actually truly needs to be, given the distribution we essentially have. In terms of use cases, I mean, we see essentially 3 buckets. We see consumers, we see developers, and we see businesses. All 3 are important within the sort of super app ecosystem what we're trying to build within Telegram. Like from a consumer point of view, every Telegram account essentially comes with a built-in wallet. A lot of people don't even know that yet. Like if you go to add wallet, you basically will have a crypto wallet built in your app. No seed phrase needed. It's linked to your ID, and it's ready to use, which makes it very powerful. So you can do peer-to-peer payments. You can pay for applications. You can the idea is then to also pay for everyday use, or just send money to your friends essentially. So it's like using crypto is like as easy as sending a text. That's sort of the catchphrase which we're trying to instill in people, because it is actually that easy, and a lot of people just don't know about it. Yep. And then within the ecosystem and within the wallet, essentially you have the whole ecosystem. Essentially you have DeFi, you have stablecoins. So essentially you can have savings in various different stablecoins, and we're also speaking to most of the partners here, and who are also on stage earlier. Essentially, you also have digital assets, so all of your collectibles. You can collect usernames. Every username on Telegram can be turned into an NFT, so you actually own the username, which is quite unique. That started several years ago. You have stickers, you have games, you have trading bots. Like you have a whole ecosystem within just one application without ever having to leave it, essentially.
Yep. If I can stop you there, just the ability to stake stablecoins natively on Telegram. It's for me it's a big selling point. And if you just open if you open WhatsApp and you had the ability for someone to send you USDT or USDC, whatever your stablecoin is of choice, I won't judge you. You can stake them within a communication app. I mean, That's what Facebook wanted to do with Libra, and everyone said no. Sometimes you don't need to ask for permission, right?
Yeah, of course, you don't have to ask permission. Also, the regulatory environment changed, and if you see where the world is going, it's going into sort of permissionless banking. Everybody wants to own your digital assets. It's your keys, your crypto, essentially. So having the ability to make payments and keeping your funds with you without banks, without intermediaries, is very powerful. Especially also in jurisdictions where there's underbanked, where people don't have access to the normal banking rails we have in the Western world. Yep. So it's a very powerful tool to basically use and deploy.
Let's talk about community and the creator economy. This is something we spoke about on stage with Farouk and Yatsu yesterday. The technology and the platform that could lead to the resurgence of NFTs, and also giving you, the creator, if you go and create some sticker packs or something like that on Telegram, you end up getting the revenue from it, like in perpetuity.
Exactly. Like there's a whole creator economy and community within Telegram. A lot of people not aware of. Like you can create communities similar to Discord, similar to WhatsApp and other messaging apps, where you can basically engage with your community. So it's important for brands. It's important for creators. To basically just engage with the community. You can engage also with them through stickers, through NFTs, and just have basically interaction with them. And you can monetize it, which is very important. Like basically creators can monetize their content within Telegram, and that basically is also based on payouts are based on Ton. A lot of it is powered by the Ton blockchain. There's features where you can pay to message your idols and your creators. So it just makes it a great community and a great platform, essentially.
We got one more slide on business use cases, so it's not all about the retail user on Telegram.
Not all about retail, it's also about, there's an ad platform, so there's ads in Telegram, so you can again reach audiences. We built a mini app platform. It's about 15,000 active mini apps right now within Telegram, where people have, it's all sorts of different things, from shopping to games, to debit and credit cards. Like literally everybody right now is trying to build mini apps in Telegram to basically capture this audience. Like this is like, product market fit. You have an audience, let's build a mini app, and we get out there essentially. There's also a bot platform. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 million bots are actively on Telegram. A lot of them are very famous trading bots, especially in the meme coin area. So a lot of it is all running actually on Telegram. There's a lot of OTC trading happening on Telegram. And it's just very easy to build because it is open. Unlike other platforms which are completely closed, Telegram is open, the APIs are public, so it makes it very easy for people to build on, essentially.
Let's gauge the room. Does anyone use BonkBot or anything like that? Any trading bots natively in Telegram? There's a few DJs in the room. I love that. I love that a lot. I want to ask both of you, are there any favorite apps that you guys love within Telegram, mini apps that you were involved in? I'm not going to lie, I played a lot of Hamster Combat last year and I was very disappointed with how that ended. I'm just going to put that on the record, but yeah, some favorites perhaps.
Basically trading bots, essentially, it just makes it super easy. Like once you get a hang of it, how it works, because sometimes it can be a bit clunky for normal consumers, it is actually very powerful.
Halil?
So in my opinion, I think all apps on Ton should have a mini app, and we've seen a lot of that happen this year. So TonKeeper, the self-custodial wallet, has their own mini app now. StonFi, the DEX, also has their own mini app. So it's important to make sure that we are Telegram ecosystem first and foremost, and to reduce the barriers to entry that all of these apps actually have. So it's good to see DeFi actually moving over to making mini apps, but also I like some real-world use cases. For example, there's an app called Mobile, which lets you buy eSIMs directly in a mini app format.
Okay, beautiful. We're going to jump into digital asset treasuries. That always gets me. Does anyone own any stocks or shares in a digital asset company? MicroStrategy, any holders? Yeah. Bitmine, maybe. You know, if you're an Ethereum maxi. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, so obviously the digital asset treasury meta is well and truly here. It really started obviously with Michael Saylor and Strategy. It's spilled over into the Ethereum space. Obviously we've got a few Solana DATs that have come up. Billions and billions of dollars being piled into the underlying assets, either Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and really a lot of interest in using these assets as the underlying treasury reserve that these companies want to hold. And the belief is really that the stock markets, capital markets are unable to buy the underlying assets themselves. So these companies act as a sort of proxy that will give you indirect exposure to these assets. Ton is no different, right? So there is now a Ton Strategy Co., which is a Ton-based digital asset treasury. Yep. You want to tell us a little bit about this, the launch on the NASDAQ?
Yeah, of course. I mean, for us, it was a natural sort of extension. You know, you have consumers, you have businesses, you have developers, now you have institutions. So, you know, for institutions to basically, you know, invest in digital assets, you sometimes need listed companies, hence a treasury vehicle. The largest one in Ton is called Ton Strategy Company. It raised $558 million. Went live on NASDAQ in August. It's one of the largest supporters of Ton and one of the largest holders of Ton. Now they're actually staking and everything is, you know, visible on the blockchain. So it's just another way to you know, get exposure essentially into another asset class which you couldn't do before. Like there's no ETFs yet. Some companies cannot buy crypto for, you know, various regulatory reasons. So a digital asset treasury company was like the, you know, natural extension essentially.
Yeah. Just to highlight some of those stats, so $558 million raised, 200 million Ton tokens bought, and 82% of the treasury has been staked, and that just started. So I think that's pretty impressive. And I was chatting to Joe Lubin from Consensus, and obviously he's the chairman of one of the biggest Ethereum treasury companies, and they were talking a lot about Bitcoin treasury companies versus, you know, these alternative digital asset treasuries, and the ability to earn yield and stake those assets is a really big, compelling use case for why this works. So once again, a very good talking point for Ton to...
Yeah, it's super important to stake. Essentially, it just creates more revenue. You can then restake, and you just basically grow the treasury and run a sustainable business, which is, you know, different to some other assets.
Beautiful. Halil, it's your turn. Let's talk about tokenized stocks and ETFs on Telegram.
Thank you, Gareth. Thank you, Max, and thank you everyone for attending today's fireside chat / keynote. So my name is Halil. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer of Top and Wallet Telegram. Top is a venture studio focusing on the Ton ecosystem. So what we try to do is invest and accelerate as many apps as possible to make sure that the future 1 billion users of Ton actually have a lot of different apps that they can use from DeFi to payments to real-world use cases. Today I want to talk about what is, in our opinion, the biggest and most exciting new asset class that's going to come to crypto, and specifically our application of it, because with the Telegram wallet, we have a very different type of audience to everyone else in crypto, and we think we have a really unique opportunity here to create a huge value add for our users and for Ton with tokenized stocks and ETFs. And stay tuned for an announcement on this now.
Drop it now. Everyone wants the alpha. I'm joking.
Couple slides, Gareth. So what are we looking at today? We have 3.5 billion people in the world who are either unbanked or underbanked. This means that they don't have access to essential financial tools and are basically excluded from the financial world. Whilst today, this is the best way for someone to actually start generating wealth and the creation of a middle class in these developing countries. So the question is, how do you actually buy Apple, Tesla, or TonX stock? In the case of Apple and Tesla, these are globally recognized brands. Everyone around the world knows about Apple and about its innovative electronics. Same with Tesla. This is a complete icebreaker in the EV market. However, people outside of the US and some European markets probably cannot actually access this. In the last 15 years, access has improved a lot in developed markets, but in developing markets, it's either working through some sort of broker or you have no access at all. So you know these brands, you love these brands, but there's no way for you to invest in them. Whilst they have been responsible, Apple and Tesla, but also since 1950, stocks have been responsible for the growth of the US middle class. There's been, I think, approximately 10% annualized return on a yearly basis on the S&P 500, and even with inflation, that's still 6.5%. So if you invest a bit of your savings every single month with your paycheck into the stock market, by the end of your working life, you will have a very sizable amount of savings that you can then spend. But again, this is not available, or has not been available previously, to basically anyone in the world. So we're pleased to announce today that in partnership with Kraken, the exchange, and Bakkt, the tokenized securities platform, that we are going to be offering tokenized stocks and ETF, not just on the wallet, but in the future, by the end of the year, on Ton as well. We chose Kraken and Bakkt because we believe these are the best partners in the ecosystem currently offering these stocks. Kraken have an amazing interface and technological, let's say, innovation that they've put into the space with 24-hour workday trading. Bakkt have a really good system in terms of how to actually tokenize and purchase these assets on stock exchanges, and we believe this is the best partner possible for our product, which is XStocks on the wallet. So why is the wallet important for tokenized stocks? So with our dual product, with custody and non-custody, we are democratizing markets. This is not a product for just a user in France or Germany. This is a product for the entire world. So whether you're in Southeast Asia or Latin America, we enable access to basic financial tools that you need in order to generate wealth. And with XStocks, we make investment as easy as sending a message. So what you'll see soon, actually as of today in the wallet, are 60 different tokenized US equities and ETFs, all the global recognizable brands, Apple, Google, Tesla, Meta. So everything that you see on the NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange, you'll actually be able to now see in the wallet. So if you are, let's say, for example, in Indonesia and you eat a McDonald's every day and buy Coke, you can now actually buy a share in these companies straight on the wallet. We will also offer 24/5 markets, which means that you'll be able to trade even outside of trading hours on work days, with just the weekends being off. There will be instant settlement, which means you get to own your share of the stock immediately, and there'll be fractional ownership. So there's not going to be a barrier to entry of, I don't know, Tesla, $450, you have to buy at least one stock. You can buy up even from 1 USDT, you'll be able to buy Tesla. And of course, this is all integrated into the Telegram Messenger app. And as the first stock that we've tokenized is actually TonX. So TonX is now available directly on chain to be purchased by you guys. So on the wallet, we already have a proven product market fit and access to this developing market audience with over 140 million users who are now eager to use the product. And we offer the easiest way to invest in crypto. We have a very simple onboarding through the Telegram menu, so it's embedded natively into the Telegram application with both custodial and self-custodial asset management. On the custodial side, we do have a very easy way to onboard. So if I was to send Gareth or Max 1 Ton, they'll automatically get a wallet. Whilst on the self-custody side, this is for users who are slightly more advanced but want to do things on chain. And we have easy fiat on and off ramps on both sides, powered by, on the self-custodial side, by MoonPay, which allow you to actually on-ramp your $100 to 100 USDT without actually paying any fees. And this is a demo of our deep Telegram integration. So on iOS, you will see the wallet on the Settings tab, whilst on Android, it's in the sidebar menu on the side. And you'll be able to actually gift these and send these stocks directly as a Telegram message. So it'll appear as Bob sent $50 worth of NVIDIA stock to one of the Telegram contacts. And this is what you'll be able to do. And one of the most important things is X stock is coming to TON in Q4, which means that all of the stocks that are now available on the wallet will also be available on chain, which offers you the opportunity to own these stocks as part of your inside of your self-custodial wallet, and actually opens up a lot of different DeFi possibilities with stocks. Because before, what you could do on a normal trading app is just hold it in your app and actually, first of all, not really fully own it, but also it just sits there and you have to expect the stock price to go up, and that's your only way of generating wealth. Whilst in this case, you can actually use it all across DeFi. You'll be able to trade it on chain, and importantly, dividends will be automatically reinvested into the stock, so you'll automatically get more of the stock as dividends get paid out. So our mission is to educate, is to empower, is to include the whole world, but mostly the developing markets, into stocks and into the next generation of wealth that's going to come to the rest of the world.
Beautiful. Take the power into your hands, download Telegram, and get involved in all of this. Max, Halil, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.